Hi and welcome to Just Arsenal YouTube channel. We are back again with the post-match roundup of the Arsenal v Norwich game. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. Turn on the post notification bell so you never miss an upload. I'm your host Wally T and let's get straight into this. We're going to start with a few key points that we noticed from the game. Arsenal had the most shots that they've ever had in a league game under Arteta, which was 30. We only scored one goal. I don't know if it was due to the players being a bit cagey. We've lost 3 in a row. Maybe they was a bit out of sorts, didn't want to make the wrong passes, etc. But when it mattered higher up the field, we just couldn't get going. There was no progressive passes coming from the midfielders, which was probably the base of it all. We had Lokonga and Maitland-Niles in there. I really wanted Maitland-Niles to start at right back, but he had a decent game at centre mid. But in the first half, there was no progressive passes. They were winning the ball back, going sideways, playing it safe. Nothing was going into Odegaard's feet where he could turn with it, into Saka's feet, into Pepe. Aubameyang doesn't come to feet, so no, he wasn't feeding off anything. So the first half was just like a literal write-off. They went through. It was like an easy kickabout in the park. Norwich probably couldn't have believed their luck. They probably knew it was a bit cagey, and it showed in the first half. Going into the second half, it carried on for a bit. It was like the players lacked a bit of trust in one another. Do you want to force the ball through three Norwich players to get it into the dangerous positions? Do you want to take on your man? Do you want to make that run across the front man, Aubameyang? And it just didn't look like the players knew what to do at the right times in them attacking areas, which caused us a little issue in the final third in terms of finishing chances. Going into Aubameyang, he was just on the periphery of the whole game. In the first half, players needed him to come to feet so the rest of the team can feed off him, so we can work off him, and he didn't come. I know it's not his natural game, that's more of a Lacazette, but needs must. When it's needs must, we need you to come short. We need you to spin. We need you to do a bit of both. Offer it even if you don't want it, so then the defender has something to think about. In the first time, he was just all over the place. He made a couple good runs, one where he went through kind of one-on-one, a bit far away from a Tenny long ball, and he had an early snapshot and missed the target completely, so that was a bit weird of him. I don't know if he's lacking a bit of confidence. Hopefully his goal will help us in going forward. We've got a big game against Burnley on Saturday, so we need him firing. Hopefully he stretches the defence a bit more. They'll be a bit more compact, so maybe moving them, because they're a bit more physical, will be of beneficial to Arsenal. One really good thing that we can take from the game is our centre-back partnership. Ben White and Gabriel looked like they had worked together for ages. We had Ben White, who is the passer. He does progressive passes. He actually made 3 progressive passes in that one game. He drives forward with the ball. He picks it up from Ramsdale, is really comfortable. And then we have Gabriel cleaning everything up. He made an amazing block in the second half. He was covering behind Ben White after Ben White went up. And they kept Pukki fairly clear. I think Pukki had one shot, one real opportunity in the game where they squared it to him. But it was blocked. And he had one saved by Ramsdale also. So the centre-back partnership looks like that can blossom into something. They're both young. They were talking really well to each other, and they looked like they enjoyed keeping a clean sheet, which is what you want from defenders, not just a progressive passing. Adding on to our centre-back pairing, we had Ramsdale in goal, which came as a big surprise to a lot of the Arsenal fans. Leno is our normal number 1. Ramsdale's come in for a hefty price for a keeper that's meant to be our second goalkeeper. So it was everyone at Arsenal was a bit shocked when we saw us spend that kind of money on a player that we didn't necessarily need. But I think at the Norwich game, it really showed what he's capable of. Not in terms of the save that he can make, but the way he commands his box, the way he shouts at his players. I remember at one point in the game, I think Ben White and Gabriel they swept up in front of the defence. It was when Gabriel made the big defensive block, and Ramsdale celebrated like they had literally just scored a goal. And that's what you need. You need a leader back there, someone that's nice outside of the pitch, but on that pitch, he's there for the cause. He's there to keep clean sheets, and win us the game. So for me, Ramsdale was a big plus. I'll be surprised if you don't see him in goal again on Saturday. No bad fault of Leno. Leno is an excellent shot stopper, keeper, but I just think Ramsdale gives you that more. He gives you that edge. He just gives you that advice. He's going to be on the pitch and he's going to be leading. He's going to be telling you where to go. He's going to be pushing you out the way, and I think that helps the defenders a lot more, makes them a bit more relaxed. After that, we're going to go into our new right back, Tomiyasu. Came in, debut, young player from Italy, and I think he had a very solid game. He was a bit maybe overdoing things at times, slightly a bit erratic in the final third more so, but I think he had a really comfortable game going forward. He made some passes through the middle of the lines, into Pepe, into Saka himself, into Odegaard. He had a couple shots. He won about 8 aerial duels. So for a right back, I think that's what Arteta wants. You see how he tried to kind of make Chambers into that sort of right back. He's got the same kind of build, but Tomiyasu just looks that bit more comfortable in possession of the ball when he's receiving it from Ben White in that little pocket between Pepe and Ben White. So yeah, for me, Tomiyasu, solid debut. He'll have tougher tests to come, but that is a good start. And the atmosphere was absolutely amazing in the ground. Considering we just lost 3 games in a row, that was an amazing atmosphere. When it was 0-0, the fans pushed the players forward. Pepe, I'm sure he feeds off the energy because he was non-stop. He didn't have his best game in front of goal, but everything good was coming through him. So for me, Pepe, he's going to have better games. He's going to finish chances, but a lot of our best plays came through him, so he needs to push on. And like Aubameyang's a showman. All these players like to be cheered on. They like the fans. They like when the stadium's buzzing. It gives players that extra bit of energy. So the fans back with that amazing atmosphere, it can only get better. Going into Saturday's game away against Burnley, our away fans are always excellent. So can't wait to see that game, and hopefully the fans can push the players to put on another performance and we can win that game because we do need the win. I'm going to touch on player ratings, what I think player ratings should be. I've gone with Ramsdale at 8. And again, as I mentioned earlier, it wasn't really for his saves or what he did defensively, but more for his organisation and how he organised the back line and how he just controlled his defence. So Ramsdale's got an 8 for me. Tomiyasu, solid start to life at Arsenal. 7, can only get better. Hopefully he plays on Saturday. That would be a much different test against the likes of McNeil, who we know can do things on that left wing. And also they're a way more physical team. So that'll be a different test. But Tomiyasu 7. I've gone with Ben White and Gabriel as a double 8. Both of them solid, excellent partnership, great start. Hopefully it continues that way. Again, they'll have tougher tests, but they both got 8 for me for that game. Tierney does what it says on tin. He gets up and down every single game, works hard. I've given him a 7. He does need to maybe find his man when he gets into that attacking position a bit more. So maybe if he just adds that last final bit of quality to his game, that rating might go up. Lokonga, I don't know if I've been really harsh here, but I've given him a 6. I know he's young. He's come into the game with a slight injury as well. He worked hard. He did work hard. But for me, the passing, when you're at a club like Arsenal and you're in the middle of that pitch and it's a home game against the likes of Norwich, you need to be doing progressive passes. And his passing was just a bit safe. And Arsenal fans like to talk about the players that we have had over the years, like El Nene and stuff, that don't pass it forward. So we need him to break that mold and learn to do progressive, not be scared to pass the ball forward. So I've given him a 6. Maitland-Niles, 7.5. I did not expect him to play centre mid, expect him to play at all. So the fact that Arteta trusts him, especially after the whole transfer mishap, was one thing. 7.5. I thought he played well. He worked hard. He dribbled. He passed the ball forward. A couple key passes in and around the box to set players up, and he tried a few things. So 7.5. Odegaard, not really any impact on the game. He looked a bit out of sorts that game. Giving him a 6. He will need to be better on Saturday. Saka, I think I've been really harsh with him. I love him, but he didn't really have any impact. Maybe a bit too many games going on, but we'll give him a 6. Pepe, like I said, everything good came from him. He didn't actually give us the goals that we needed, but he created chances. He was involved in the match-winning goal, so 7.5. And Aubameyang, even though he scored our goal, he was, without that goal, where was he in the game? I think we need a much better performance from him on Saturday and throughout the season if we're to do anything, if we're to climb the table at all. So I've given him a 6. But my man of the match is someone that actually didn't start, and it's Thomas Partey. He came on 30 minutes left, and until he came on, that ball did not go through the lines. For me, he gets an 8.5. Without Partey in the team, we look like a totally different team. With him, we look like a team that can challenge for that top 6. Smith Rowe, 6.5, came on, done his thing. Didn't finish, had a really good chance, didn't finish it, but 6.5 because he gets into the right positions, he drives the team forward. Cedric wasn't on long enough, so I didn't actually give him a rating. If you guys have anything different than my ratings, please feel free to leave them in the comments. If you think that someone else was man of the match, because I went with Partey, obviously it was kind of a toss-up between him and one of our centre-backs. But yeah, if you guys think any different, leave it in the comments. I will always reply as much as possible. But yeah, that rounds up our match roundup from Arsenal v Norwich today. I hope to see you soon again, back for the match day preview of Arsenal v Burnley, which will be out on Friday before the game. So I hope to see you then. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Turn on the post notification bell so you never miss an upload. I'm your host, Wally T, and we are out.